Welcome to my FlossTube. My name is Amy, and I'm so happy that you stopped by my channel to catch up on my cross stitch progress and just visit and, go over life happenings. So welcome. If you're new, welcome to my channel. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate all the subscribers and all the comments. They're wonderful, and I look forward to reading them each and every day. So let's talk about what's going on. Just to start out, the tree behind me by my front door took off all the Easter, beginning of May, and I put up May flowers. So it's covered in different colored flowers. Some of them were for my in-laws. My mother-in-law made them for me in American Samoa, where she lives, and she mailed them to me years ago. And so I just throw them all up on the tree to give it a nice springtime feel, and in honor of Mother's Day, and made flowers. Just that's kind of my theme for my tree right now. I'll insert a picture of that for you to see up close. And for Mother's Day, my husband and I, we woke up early and we drove about 6 hours to Mesquite, Nevada. That's where a couple of my husband's sisters live. And we wanted to go visit his mother. She comes down from American Samoa every few years. And she's here right now, and we haven't gone to see her due to the whole COVID situation. And now that both of our states are kind of opening up, we felt like it was safe to go and see her now. So we went over to see her. I thought, oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to get a lot of stitching time done in the car. I'm going to have my husband drive, and I'm going to stitch. I'm going to take advantage of that 6 hours. So we're, driving along, we're visiting, and all of a sudden, my husband gets pulled over. It's like, And of course, the police officer came up on the passenger side where I was at because it's safer. And he said to my husband, "Did you realize how fast you're going?" And he said no. And my husband was like, "You've been following me for 10 miles, 10 minutes at least." And the police officer was in a red sports car, unmarked sports car. So my husband wasn't sure that he was a cop, but he was just kind of tailing him. And I'm sitting here thinking, that is not helping your cause, telling him that, he was tailing him for 10 miles or 10 minutes or whatever. So I kind of interjected into the conversation. I usually just stay quiet and stay out of it. But I interjected into the conversation, and I was like, we were just visiting. We, didn't realize the speed limit was only 65, because off and on the way from the valley, the Phoenix Valley to Mesquite, Nevada, the speed limit's 75 in some parts, and it's 65 in other parts. And the police officer was like, "Well, it's been 65 for however many miles." And on the highway or the interstate or I don't know the difference. I don't know what the difference is between an interstate or a highway or a freeway. I don't know the difference, which is which. Anyway, I just told him, I said, we were just visiting, we weren't paying attention, we're sorry. It's been a long time since we've been out of the house, away from the kids. And I think he just took pity on me being that it's Mother's Day, and I mentioned that with the whole COVID, thing. And he said, "Well, I'm just going to give you a warning, and you guys just need to slow it down, put it on cruise control." So I was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you." For once, we got let off with a warning instead of a big old fat ticket. So I told my husband, I said, "Hop out, I'm driving." He's got a heavy foot. So because of that, I drove the rest of the way to Mesquite and got no stitching done. I was so bummed. I really wanted to do some stitching in the car. but I'd rather not stitch than have a couple $100 ticket. So we traded spots. I put it on cruise control. We made it to Mesquite safely. And when we arrived there, his family had a huge dinner prepared, and we all ate together and visited, and it was nice. It was a nice day. And then we stayed the night, and so then the next day I thought, okay, they're going to be visiting and catching up, and they tend to speak Samoan. I mean, if I'm sitting by them, they'll try to speak English or try to remember to speak English. They can speak English. Or they'll, you know, keep me in the loop. But usually I just let them have their time, and I just, you know, hang out with my nieces and nephews or whatever. So I thought, perfect, I have my stitching, I'm going to do some stitching. Nope, didn't do it. I think I only stitched for like an hour and a half because my mother-in-law and my husband's cousin, they were like, come play rummy with us. And I love to play cards. I love to play card games. So I was like, okay. And we played rummy all day. I think we played rummy over like 10 hours. And so I even stayed up till 10:30 playing rummy, which anyone who knows me knows I go to bed by like 8 p.m. and then I get up really early. So I even was shocked that I played rummy that long. Had a great time. It was so much fun, and really enjoyed that. So that was Monday, and then Tuesday we were just gonna head home. So we woke up Tuesday morning, and I dropped him off at his mom's house because we stayed at the other sister's house. And after I dropped him off, I was gonna go gas up the car, you know, get ready to go. And I wanted him to have a little bit more visiting time with his mother. So, okay, so this is part 2. I was in the process of uploading the video and realized about this far into it, I went blurry. I don't look at a screen when I record my videos. I'm just looking into a camera, so I don't know that I've gone blurry or that something happens in the background until I finish the whole thing. So I'm starting about halfway through the video. I believe I was on the segment talking to you about my trip to Mesquite, Nevada to visit my husband's mother. Tuesday, we're leaving. And when I visit a new place, I like to look and see if there's a local needlework shop. I like to go and visit stitching shops wherever I travel to. So I went onto Google and searched, and there was, to my surprise, a needlework shop there in Mesquite, Nevada. I was a little surprised because, pleasantly surprised, because they do most of their shopping in St. George or Las Vegas. And so to find that shop in Mesquite, I was really excited. And the name of the shop is called Stitch and Scrap. And the owner is Sharon Blakemore. Hi, Sharon. And she has an adorable little shop. It's mainly a quilting shop. However, she had told me that she recently started cross stitching. So she did have a cross stitch area. And I went over with her, and she was super friendly and kind, and she showed me all the items she had, and very personable. We got along great. It was fun visiting with her and looking at her adorable shop. I picked up a few things from her. I got the Bee in My Bonnet Stitch Cards by Lori Holt, Set C. I plan on doing those as ornaments, and I'll probably stitch those in July for Jolly July. And I also got Homegrown, and this is from Fat Quarter Shop. It's soemma.com. The So Quarterly. She had this pattern, and they had done a tutorial on Fat Quarter Shop making it into a pillow. I thought that might be fun to do. So that's an option I'm tossing around. So I got this from Sharon, and I also picked up at Sharon's shop the Snippets Vintage Garden Shop Hand Dyed Wool, and there's 10 5-inch squares. A bunch of fun colors. There's like a dark teal, a light brown, a pinkish red, purple, burgundy, dark green, an orangey brown, brown color, cream, and a dark green. So those will be good for future finishing projects. And it was interesting when I was speaking with Sharon, she told me that every morning she usually calls her friend in Mesa, Arizona, and we laughed because she said, I'm going to call my friend and tell her, sorry I'm calling you so late, but there was a girl here from Mesa, Arizona shopping. So I thought that was fun. So hi to Sharon and hi to her friend in Mesa, Arizona. It was a very adorable shop, and I'm glad I had time to stop in and meet her and see her shop. So moving on now to mail and haul. I did get a fun, adorable card from Kim for Mother's Day. I love getting real mail and not just junk mail. So this card was super sweet. Thank you, Kim. I also picked up, ordered online by Lizzy Kate, Halloween Rules and Christmas Rules. And as most of you are probably aware, there are 6 patterns that have too many patterns in them, and I do want to stitch them all in one. So I'll post a picture, insert a picture here of the Halloween Rules. This first pattern I got says brew some fun and greet a ghost, and there's too many patterns in each one. So I got that one. Mind your mummy and sit for a spell. Carve a pumpkin, stay up late. Visit a haunted house and scare a crow. And wear a costume, eat candy. The last pattern for Halloween Rules I still need to find. They were out of it. Is howl at the moon and be spooktacular. So that's the last one I need to find for the Halloween Rules. Okay, so for the Christmas rules, I want to stitch those all one piece as well. And I'll insert a picture of the stitch piece for you to see. I have be kind and of good cheer and treasure family. Fa la la as you decorate and honor traditions. Give Santa cookies and milk and no pouting. Keep the schedule light and share your toys. Listen for reindeer and hang mistletoe. And give more than you get and welcome friends. Super cute. I'm going to start those soon. I would like to get those going. And now on to my widths. I worked on my Stacy Nash Primitives, the Prized Pig Sewing Book, and Flower Urn Pin Keep. And I decided to move the pig up closer to the floral with the date because I didn't want my needle book that I'm going to make to be too long and big. But I don't know that I like it moved up close to it. I might have to pick it out and lower it. So let me know what you think. I just don't know if I like it up that close, but I didn't want the book to be very big. Because I'm stitching on a larger thread count, it's much larger than I'm sure it was intended to be. So I'm thinking about that one. So that's in timeout until I decide if I'm taking out the pig and redoing it or leaving it. Then I stitched about 2 hours on that, not very long. Memorial Day by Hands on Design. I worked on that one for about an hour and a half. Not very long. I started on the next flag. And somehow I got off on the count of the blue stripes. So I gotta figure that out, decide if it's gonna work still or if I need to pick it out. So this one is in timeout. Are you noticing a pattern here with my stitching for the week? For the Be Well series of the free patterns by design the designers made for us, I started Wash Your Hands, and that one is by needlemadedesigns.net, and I worked on that for about 2 hours. I'm using the Silky 12 weight cotton petite floss. It is number 4016, and it has a lot of variegation with blues and greens. They're called blendables. Blues and greens. It's super pretty. And it makes it easy on this pattern because I'm just using one thread. I don't have to keep rethreading different threads or just stitch away. So that one's coming along. I'll make a pillow out of that. And then my start for Maynia this week, I picked the Suffrage Act Proclaimed. And I stitched on that this week. Let me see how much time I was able to stitch on that. With our trip, I did get very much stitching time in. I worked on that one about 4.5 hours. It was super fun stitch. I really enjoyed it. It's turning out nicely. And so I love that. And then I wanted to show you, did I bring it in here? I did bring it. Oh, good. I was watching Hands Across the Sea samplers, and she had this new sampler coming out. She calls them a little gem, and she's been putting them out during this whole pandemic, and this one had a beautiful rose on the front. Oh my goodness, I fell in love from the second I saw it. And when I saw that she had posted a video on Friday and it had a picture of that rose, I immediately went straight to her shop and did the PDF purchase and downloaded it because it's called Only One Rose, a postcard from the heart. Oh, I love it, love, love, love it. So I intend to sew this stat. I want to start this already. I need to figure out if I have fabric that will work and floss. So if I do, this might trump one of my other choices for Maynia, maybe the week 4 choice. We'll see. I have to figure out if I have the fabric and floss. The reason why I love this so much is I think I mentioned before that roses are my favorite flower. And my grandmother on my dad's side, she had huge rose bushes lining her driveway. And every time we would go visit her, we got to get the scissors and go cut a rose from her rose bushes and take it home with us. And we loved doing that and smelling all the pretty ones and hunting down the perfect rose. She had red ones and pink ones and all different colors. So we loved doing that. And my dad had a nickname for my mother since she's a redhead, and he called her his Rose. So there's just a lot of endearment, terms of endearment I have for roses, and I love this little mini sampler and would love to start that real soon. Also wanted to tell you our Burlington coat factory had opened on Saturday. So I drove over to the other side of town and met up with my sister, my niece, and Judy, her mother-in-law. Hi, Judy. And I also want to do a shout out to my great nephew, Atlas. Hi, Atlas. I love you. So anyway, I went over there to their side of town to meet them at Burlington and go to the grand opening of the store. I arrived there about 30 minutes before they opened, and there was already a line forming. So I got in line and we went in and did some shopping. All their clothing was 50% off. Their shoes were 50% off. Even clearance items that were clothing and shoes were 50% off. Their purses and jewelry were 25% off. I shopped for the whole family. I got lots of cute outfits for my granddaughter and my grandson. There were like cute onesies for my granddaughter, a 4-pack. It was like $4. 3-piece sets, like tank top, shirt, and shorts for my grandson was $2.50, $3. Just really great prices. I also did some shopping for Christmas and my niece's upcoming birthdays. Found some really cute items, 25% off for them. This sale was the best sale I've seen in years. It was better than any Black Friday I've seen. And so I like to shop in advance when I can find things on clearance or on sale. That way, you know, it makes it more affordable to buy for everybody around the holidays. So I also got shoes. Shoes were 50% off. I got 2 pairs of tennis shoes. I haven't had new tennis shoes in probably 5 or 6 years or longer. I hate to admit that. They might have worn out. So I found a pair of black tennis shoes for $10 and a pair of navy blue tennis shoes for $15. And you can't beat those prices. That was cheaper than 1 pair of tennis shoes retail. So great deals. So if your Burlington opens near you, it's worth going over to their sale. On this coming Monday, Home Goods will be opening here in Arizona. I want to try to stop by that and see if I can get a 4th of July Ray Dunn mug, maybe a Ray Dunn plate or 2. And it's fun. It's fun getting back out there. All the stores are taking extra precautions, cleaning. I never seen the stores so clean. The social distancing for checking out, the registers. They have extra tables in front of the registers to create that distance between the person working and us. And yeah, they're taking precautions. So we appreciate that. I forgot to tell you, I stood in line for an hour at Burlington to check out. It took forever because the extra precautions is a little slower, but I didn't mind. Ultimately, it's good they're taking safety measures. So yeah, I think that's it. I think I covered everything that I missed in the last video. Hoping this one is not blurry. And thank you so much for joining me. Make sure to subscribe. We're trying to hit that 1,000 subscribers so we can have a giveaway. I have a Blackbird Designs pattern and some other fun patterns I want to give away once we reach 1,000 subscribers. So make sure you subscribe, and thanks for watching. I appreciate all of you and I love your comments. Have a great day. Bye-bye.